does it look like to not give a tour of the room? My name is Jane. I'm an author, editor, publishing professional. I help you make your writing better. So if you are on like first, second, third draft, it is okay if your description in every scene and every setting is like a big block of description as you enter into that setting. So this looks like you start a new chapter and we get like 1 or 2 paragraphs describing where we are and where the story is happening. And then you dive into the actual action of the scene. Now, it shouldn't stay that way because a lot of readers are going to learn like, oh, I can just skip description because nothing happens during those paragraphs. One, that's going to contribute to story bloat, and a lot of readers are going to then be like, well, this book was too long by about 25% when they were just skipping over pieces of it. 2, you worked hard on those words and you want people to read them. And 3, you also chose those setting details on purpose and for a reason, and they contribute to your character arc and to your story development. And so you want to make sure that people are getting those details. The thing that I recommend is to take all of those same details, maybe not all of them, but most of them. Make sure that they are being described through your character's point of view and not like a narrator just describing it the way anybody would describe it. Describe it the way that your character would describe it and then weave it into the actual setting. So if you have a character who is moving into the living room because she's having a fight with her boyfriend and they're going to break up during this scene, rather than having them like walk into the living room, describe the entire living room, and then sit down and have their fight, instead have her walk across the room and sit down on the couch and describe the way that it feels as she sits down on it. And then she grabs the pillow that she always hugs when they're having an argument, and she starts nervously fidgeting with the tassels that are on the edge of that pillow and picking out the threads that are on that fringe around the edge of it. He's pacing and his head is almost hitting the little string that hangs down to pull the ceiling fan and turn that thing on, and he bats it out of the way because he's really annoyed and he hates that that thing hangs down as low as it does. But she's 6 inches shorter than he is, so she needs that string to hang down the way that it does. And his reflection bounces off of the window and they can't see anything outside because it's dark. And that's actually a little bit of a metaphor that they can't see anything outside of this room and they can't see anything out into the future because their relationship is ending. You have a combination of sensory details that tell us what your character's state of mind is. You have some things that are metaphorical and are layered into that scene. And you have some things that feel really personal to this space, but you don't need to necessarily describe every single piece of the room. And this way, the things that you do choose to describe matter, and they're so woven into the story that there's no way to really extricate them out without destroying the pacing, the point of view, and the metaphor and the resonance that's in that scene.